Students, please give us some time. We are trying to figure out, and if you're not able to watch it, you can also see it on YouTube. Email has been sent to you. Kindly wait for 5 or 10 more minutes. We'll sort out the technical issues. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am. சொல்லுங்க மேம். பார்த்தேன் மேம்.
Ma'am Victoria, ma'am, please mute yourself, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Please wait, ma'am. 2 more minutes, ma'am. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Salami ma'am, are you there?
Sir, I'm there, sir.
Okay. KV Divya ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shruti ma'am is also in, I guess. Just a second, ma'am. Just a second. Yeah, she's there. Ramalakshmi ma'am is also there. Okay. So we'll start the meeting then, ma'am. Just a second.
Shall I start, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. Please start, ma'am. KV Divya ma'am, please start.
Sir, Victoria, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Please start, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you all to this webinar on communication skill development and personal development, organized by Department of Commerce, Prince Sri Venkateshwara Arts and Science College in association with Ms. Sultan Chand and Sons, publishers of Standard Educational Textbooks, New Delhi, who have been our educational partner and sponsor. This webinar is for communication skill development and personality enrichment. Communication is one of the most important skills you require for a successful life. Now I request Mrs. KV Divya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to deliver welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. Let me begin the session with a quote. Books enables the children to view the past, use experience for the present, and dream for the future, said by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. With these words, I start the session. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you all for the webinar on the topic Communication Skill and Personality Enrichment, jointly organized by Department of Commerce, Prince Sri Venkateshwara Arts and Science College, Gauri Vakam, Chennai, and Sultan Chand and Sons, publishers of Standard Education Textbooks, New Delhi, who are our educational partner and sponsor. I am very glad to welcome Mrs. Shika Vaish, partner, Sultan Chand and Sons, New Delhi. Hearty welcome, ma'am. I would like to extend a special warm welcome of our distinguished guest, Mrs. Tanu Girotra, founder, Eightfold Wellness, life skill trainer, author, healthcare professional. Welcome, ma'am. I take this opportunity to welcome our founder and chairman of Prince Group of Institutions, Dr. K. Vasudevan, who believes in progress with purpose. Welcome you, sir. I am proud to welcome young and energetic our Vice Chairman, Mr. V. Prasanna Venkatesh, who is very much concerned about the welfare and well-being of the students and provides enormous support for the development of institution. Welcome, sir. Next, I welcome our beloved principal, Dr. M. Uma, who encourages us in all our endeavors. Welcome, ma'am. I also welcome HODs and faculties of all departments. Finally, last but not the least, a hearty welcome to all our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Devya, madam. May I now request Mrs. Shekhar Weiss, partner, Sultan Chan and Sons, to give us a brief introduction about the publishers. Welcome, ma'am.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Able to see.
Yeah, I think somebody is annotating. So if you could just disable the annotations.
You'll have to disable the annotation, ma'am, actually.
Okay, okay.
Are you able to disable annotation? If you go on top of it, it will have more options, and more options you can disable attendee annotation.
Yes, disable participant annotations. Yes, I've done that.
Perfect. Thank you. And if you can clear, like you can annotate now and then clear off the drawings.
Yeah, I'll just, yeah,
Sure, sure.
I think
Thank
that should. Thank you so much. And I would like to say sorry for all this and for taking it so long. But right now we have started, and good morning, respected Vice Chairman, Sir, Principal, Ma'am, and dear students. It's a great privilege and honor to be associated with the Prince Group of Institution for arranging and for having on board for this webinar on communication and skill development. And I, Shikha, on behalf of Sultan Chan and Sons, would like to thank everyone present here. And just without wasting much of the time, I would like to take a brief about our presentation on our publications and the activities that we are doing presently. So these are our founders, our inspiration, who have led us till now. And Shri Sultan Chand ji, he's the founder of Sultan Chand and Sons. He got this inspiration from his father. He was a freedom fighter, and he was given the death sentence in 1915 in the Harding bomb case, Master Amit Chand ji. And Sultan Chand ji's son, Shri Subhash Chand Agarwal, he had been working relentlessly for this publication division, and he and his sister, Dr. Usha Agarwal, they have worked so hard, and they have enabled us and given us all that we wanted, and still are giving us the inspiration to, you know, work in the future. So we have our books in accountancy, taxation, commerce management, economics, and mathematical sciences. And we have been publishing books for all the Indian universities and colleges. So there are some of our books, which I'm sure the teachers would be very much aware of, that for BCom and for BBA subjects, we have our books on financial accounting, on business communication by Rajendra Pal and R.L. Gupta accounting books, advanced accountancy book by M. Radhaswamy, and managerial economics by P.L. Mehta sir. Recently, we have launched one of our books on question bank on legal aspects of business by T.V. Ambuli. She's an she's a HOD in Commerce and Management Department from Jerusalem College of Engineering. So, and also IC Dhingra, Indian Economy. We have N.D. Kapoor, Elements of Company Law. So these are some of our bestsellers, which are very helpful for the students. As regard the BCom third year students are concerned, we have We will be going to release our 2020 BCS edition of auditing by Dinkar Pagare sir, and our cost accounting books by Saxena and Vashisht, by SP Iyengar, financial management by SN Maheshwari, and entrepreneurship and business environment books by Dr. CB Gupta. BBA, we have advertising, research methodology by PC Tripathi, material management, principles of management and organizational behavior by LM Prasad. We have books on taxation by Dr. V. Balachandran, and banking law and practice by PN Varshne. These are again some of the very best sellers books, and they are very helpful for the students. So I would request the students to do give it a reading, and they will be really helpful for them. For MCOM, we have statistical methods, quantitative techniques, and operation research by SP Gupta, and advanced accountancy and cost accountancy again. As regard the science stream is concerned, we have some of our notable books on sciences and chemistry, like the analytical chemistry by UN Dash, and optics and electricity and magnetism by Sehgal Chopra. The textbook of inorganic chemistry by PL Soni sir has been a very renowned book, and heat and thermodynamics also. So we would request you to do look at some of our titles. Apart from academics books, we request, we have some of our self-improvement books, which are very helpful in terms of our brain building and how to live 12 months a year, how to be a winner. These books are, we provide these books free of cost for the students, and they are given complimentary also. So we would request, if any one of you would like to read these books, we have an online library on our website, and you can just go and visit our website, and you can see these books. And also then on Google Play, we have these books. So these books will be very helpful in terms of non-academic, but would help you to become a better human being. Apart from Sultan Chand and Sons, Shri Subhash Chandra Agarwal ji, he also started a foundation, Sultan Chand Draupadi Devi Education Foundation. Vice Chairman sir has been very kind, and we have partnered with him in terms of providing the book bank fund in this year also. And also we provide scholarships for the merit holders. So this year we would be coming up with the merit cum means scholarship, and we would be giving scholarship to the merit holders in the stream of BCom, BSc, BBA, and MCom also. And also we would like to extend our scholarship for the BCA students as well. Even the college has the programs, so we would like to take it forward. So wishing you all the best, and we look forward to providing more and more scholarships for the benefit of the students. Lastly, so this is all, and now I would request Tanu ma'am and the other person to join. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable inputs. Dear students, no matter what job you have in life, your success will be determined only by professional experience and communication skills. So we find this topic could be very useful in our successful future endeavor. Here we have a Mrs. Tanu Jiratra, founder, Eightfold Wellness, life skill trainer, author, healthcare professional. I'm sure the participants here will have a lot to take away from her presentation. Now I would request Mrs. Shruti, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to introduce our resource person. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning to one and all present here. It is a great honor for me to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Mrs. Tanu Jiratra, a gold medalist, healthcare professional, life skill trainer and author, and also a founder of Eightfold Wellness. She holds master degree in social work from Delhi School of Social Work, University of Delhi, and also achieved gold medalist in postgraduate diploma in human rights law from Indian Law Institute, New Delhi. Her area of interest are healthcare, animal rights, life skills, and social work research. In the past, Mrs. Tanu Girotra has worked as a medical social worker in Chacha Nehru Bal Chikisalaya, Government of NCT. She has empaneled as a academic counselor in BSW and MSW program in Indira Gandhi Open University and also member of governing bodies of Association for Development. She also started to provide training for medical professional, university students, and government officials for more than 12 years. She has also published 3 books to her credit. Now I request Mrs. Tanu Girotra to take over the section. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, am I audible, everyone?
Yes, you are, Tanu. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Very good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for having this wonderful introduction. And on behalf of Eightfold Wellness, I would like to thank Sultan Chand and Prince Sri Venkateshwara Science and Arts College and all the students, management authorities for having us here and giving us this opportunity to have a session on communication skill development and personality enrichment. So before starting a session, I request all the students to kindly turn on their videos, because when we talk about communication, so this is the first barrier or hurdle which a communicator face, while interacting or communicating with their receivers. So I won't be able to understand whether you are getting my point, and let's make it more interactive. Let's have a fun learning session rather than just discussing about slides or PPTs. No, let's make it more interactive and fun session. So can I request students to turn on their videos?
Can I also please request the students to mute themselves and speak only when it is necessary.
Right.
I'm just going to give them access to unmute themselves, or else it will be a ruckus here. So students, தயவு செஞ்சு நான் இப்போ அன்மியூட் பண்றதுக்கும் வீடியோ அவங்க டர்ன் ஆன் பண்ணிக்க சொல்றாங்க கம்யூனிகேட் பண்றதுக்காக. அதனால வீடியோ டர்ன் ஆன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. நல்ல நெட் கனெக்ஷன் இருக்கிறவங்க டர்ன் ஆன் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. நெட் கனெக்ஷன் போரா இருக்கிறவங்க வீடியோ டர்ன் ஆன் பண்ணாதீங்க, ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஆக்சஸ் போயிடும். அண்ட் உங்களை நான் இப்போ அன்மியூட் பண்ண போறேன். எல்லாரையும் அன்மியூட் பண்ண மாட்டேன். உங்களுக்கு நீங்களா அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்க முடியும், பட் தேவையில்லாம நிறைய நாய்ஸ் வந்துச்சுன்னா எல்லாருமே மியூட் பண்ணிடுவேன். ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் பி சென்சிட்டிவ் அபவுட் unmuting yourself and having conversations. Thank you.
Okay.
Anu, you are actually muted.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
A little more louder.
Tanu, this is one of the reasons why I'm muted, because a lot of them are unmuting themselves.
No, it's okay, no problem. Yeah. So I request all of you to do a small activity. So whatever I say, you just need to follow the instructions. So the activity is like, when I say touch your tick, it's called tick-tack-tin. Okay, your forehead is your tick, your nose is your tack, and your chin is your tin. So when I say touch your tick, tick means your forehead, tack means your nose, and tin means tin. Okay?
Tanu, I'm just going to interrupt you just a second.
Yeah.
I'll just give you 2 or 3 students because it's becoming noisy right now. So just give me a moment. Tejasri, if you can please have a conversation or kind of follow the activity of Mrs. Tanu, it might be better. And just a second, I'll just add one more person. Just a second, sorry. Very sorry. Okay. So I've just asked Tejasri as of now to unmute her mic and have a conversation with you, if that is fine with you, because the more we unmute, a lot of people are there's a lot of disturbance from behind. Is that okay? I'm not able to hear you actually. I think you're muted. Just a second. Yes, Tanu.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry.
No, not at all. I think we can, it's an example, live example for us, you know, this technical lag. In fact, during the virtual sessions, how the technical lag can create a lot of barriers in communication. So you can see, you know, live what happens, you know, when things go here and there. Anyway, so I request all the students to do this activity called Tic-Tac-Tin. Tick is you just need to follow the non-verbal communication, non-verbal gestures and behavior. Okay, that's fine. You're not supposed to speak for this. Touch your tick. Touch your tick. I can see you. Touch your tick. Tack. Tack. Tin. Tin. Tick. 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 Tack. Tin. Tack, tack, tin, tack, tin, tack, 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 tick, tick, tin. Okay, cool. That's it. One more activity, one more small activity. When I say number 1, it means you have to clap once. Okay. When I say number 2, it means you need to snap. Okay. When I say number 3, you need to laugh. Ha, 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 like this. Okay. 1 means clap, 2 means snap, and 3 means laugh. Number 2. Number 2. Number 1. Number 3. Number 3. Number 2. Number 1. Number 1. Number 3. All right, great. Now I will tap a sound on this board. I will try to make you listen. I don't know whether you are able to hear it or not. Just few people can let me know. You just need to make out what sound is this. You need to listen and make out what sound is this. This is a board, okay? I am trying to tap some music here, okay? Some kind of song or music. You can just need to make out what song is this. Can you? Yes or no? Yes. Can you make out? Yes. Thumbs up. Yes. And no means no. No. Once again. Yes. No. Yes or no? No, still not? Okay. So now can anyone tell me why we have done this activity? Is it just for fun's sake or it has a purpose behind this? Anyone? Like I said earlier, we'll make it more interactive because it's on communication. Any volunteer who has the privilege to speak up here randomly, any random volunteer who would like to say why we have conducted this?
Just a second, Tanu. I've just given answer.
I just need 1-2 volunteers and that's it.
Tejasri, are you there? Narunetri, are you there? Just a second. I think they have disconnected. No, Charunetri is there. Just a second. Charunetri?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, if you can please kind of interact with her, that would be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what is the purpose behind these activities? We have conducted how many activities till now? How many activities we have conducted? Small one. Three, right. Why we have conducted? What is the purpose? Is it for just fun sake, for having fun to start with, or just an icebreaker before the heavy session?
It even helps us to listen to it and react accordingly.
Yeah, sorry, didn't hear you.
We listen and react, so we are listening to it. It improves our listening skills.
Right, absolutely correct. It shows how much you're aware that about your surrounding, the environment, your listening skills. And what about the tapping and the listening activity? What was the purpose, specific purpose behind that?
To increase our knowledge.
There's actually a song or a jingle called Jingle Bell, Jingle Bell, Jingle All the Way. It was going on in my head. Okay, it was going in my head and I was trying to tap it on the board. And I requested to all of you to, try to find out what song or jingle was that. But you cannot make out, you couldn't make out. Why? What was the reason behind that? I was very much clear. In fact, I've tried twice to make it, more reachable. But why any one of you have not been able to find out? Is it your fault or is it my fault? If we talk about communication, because now we'll be discussing more about communication development or communication enrichment. So whose fault is this? Yours or mine? We normally blame. Yeah.
So yours. I can't hear.
You?
I can't hear. So I can't say.
You cannot heard it. You cannot say. Okay. So, what happens when who I am? I am the communicator who is trying to communicate some message in the form of symbolic interaction to a receiver. Who is the receiver right now? All the students are the receivers. Okay. So I was trying to communicate a song or a jingle by tapping on the board. And I requested all of you to judge or to just, make out what kind of song is this. So whose fault is this? This is the fault of communicator. Whenever, for example, if we go to college, if we stay at home and talk to our family or friends, we are trying to communicate a message to our near or dear ones, or maybe to our authorities, to our boss. But what happens? We say, I am trying to get this thing done, but the other person is not doing it the way I wanted. Is it the person's fault who is unable to do it, or the communicator's fault that it's my fault because I am unable to understand his point of view or her point of view? So where the communication fails. So when we start about communication, let's talk about communication per se as a session. What is the need for communication, first of all? Why do we need to communicate? What is the purpose? Can anyone say what is the purpose of communication?
So that we put out our thoughts out there to share with the world.
Yeah. Communication is important because we live in a society. We live with human beings. In fact, in animals also, they have a common language to make the animals understand. So similarly here, we live in a society, we live with human beings, and we need to talk, we need to interact, we need to share our emotions, our feelings, ideas, knowledge, concepts, and everything with other human beings. So we need to communicate. And what is the need particularly for this session? We all talk, we all interact. So why we need for this session? What is the purpose? You all are studying in a very reputed, esteemed college. You are getting the technical skill. So why there is a need for this particular skill?
It helps us communicate effectively.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. I wish after the session you'll get to know the secrets and little strategies, you know, how to communicate in a better way. And what else? What else? Because normally we talk, we do not communicate. We normally interact, we do not communicate. Communication means when I am trying to see you, and you will perceive or interpret the message the same way I want it to convey. Then it's a communication. Then the mission is accomplished. But when I am trying to say something and the receiver at the receiving end is unable to receive it as per the sender is trying to convey the message, then the communication fails. Normally in our life, in our day-to-day life, in our professional life, these things happen. We are trying to say something else and the receiver will interpret, perceive something else. So what are the reasons we fail in our communication? Why we fail to communicate effectively? There are multiple reasons for that. Sometimes our own blocks are mental and emotional blocks. We have created certain kind of image regarding particular objects, particular religion, particular caste, particular people, or particular professions. Like females can do this particular job, gender, you know, gender discrimination we say. So we have created certain kind of images in our head or our emotional sides. So that is again a block, a barrier in effective communication. Because somebody is trying to communicate to you and you have already created an image. No, that person cannot say this. If he or she is saying that, it has to be wrong. It happens with us in our family or with our neighbors and our relatives, or maybe in our college as well, or maybe later on when you join some organization, it might happen again. So emotional and mental block plays a very significant role for ineffective communication. What else? If somebody is feeling unwell, he's unable to communicate. If you're not feeling well, will you be able to communicate the exact correct message to the receiver or to whom you are trying to interact with? Is it possible if you are on bed, you know, somebody is having, you know, a drip or the cannula inserted inside the arm? So what happened? Will the person be able to communicate effectively? No. So health problems again can create a lot of trouble for ineffective communication. What else? Language barriers. For example, during the beginning of the session, your sir was interacting in your regional language and I was unable to hear. I can hear that something was going on, but I was unable to understand the language. So language again is a barrier which creates ineffective communication. For example, a lot of us, I mean, most of the people in India especially, we think if you are talking in English, especially with an accent, American accent, British accent, this accent, that accent, then person is supposed to be superior. But what's the purpose, even if you speak in that particular language or with accent, with XYZ accent, but the other person is unable to understand you, then what's the purpose? It means your communication skills are zero. Even though you have a good command in your language, then also, but you are not a good communicator. So what else is the barrier for communication? Anyone? Any other barrier you can think of right now? We have discussed about health barriers, emotional, mental, physical. What else? Anything? Your organizational barriers. You have fixed rules and regulations. You can do this and you cannot do that. Then also, you feel unable to communicate your problems, your issues to the superiors. This is called a vertical communication, when the communication comes from upward, from your superiors to the subordinates or the students, or it will go upward from the students till the teachers or the management or the authorities. For example, if you're facing any kind of trouble or problem in your school or college, and if you're unable to communicate the message to your teacher or to the management, then what will happen? This will break your communication skills. Because right now, today, we'll be discussing two things together, communication and personality development. So we can, incorporate both the components together. It will definitely affect your personality as well. So what else? The virtual means, because right now we all are affected by corona, not medically. Of course, that by the grace of God, we all are healthy. That's why we are attending the session. But somehow we all are affected by it. So virtually, yes, we are taking session, but if we meet in person, if we interact face to face, that would be more effective. You would be able, definitely you can see my gestures, my body language. I can also see few of them right now, but that would be more interesting, more interactive when we have face-to-face interaction. So sometimes technical lag creates a lot of issues and a barrier in effective communication. So now we have discussed about why we need communication, why we need this session, and to whom we need to interact or communicate. Who are the people we normally interact? We interact with our friends, we interact with our teachers, with the management, with our relatives, with our boss in the organization. So we everyone, from a child to an elderly, from a subordinate to a boss. We need to interact, we need to communicate everywhere. We get very cautious while interacting to the superiors. We use our mind, try to use our mind and emotional sense, while interacting with the superiors. But we never bother while talking to our friends, our relatives, or even our parents. Why? We just take it for granted. Okay, they are our people, so whatever we can say, it's okay. So that distorted communication can lead to a distorted relationships as well. For instance, you're not using your words wisely. You can say, some people say, think before you speak. Without thinking, you just use your words, sometimes abusive, sometimes incorrect words, which can hurt a person. So again, it can distort a relationship. So we need to refine our communication. How can we refine our communication? Have you ever heard about 6-letter, the most spreading 6-letter word? What is the most spreading 6-letter word? Is it Google? When we talk about communication, is it Google? No. For me, it's gossip or rumor. Now you will say, why I'm talking about gossip and rumor in this session, in communication session. So we need to learn how the gossip and rumor can play a biggest role in our communication, whether we are in our college or in our school or at home, whether we are talking to our friends. Kindly mute yourself, all of you. Yeah. So we were talking about Google, the fastest spreading word. Google, gossip or rumor. Is it gossip? Gossip, gossip? what we do most of the time in college, at home, at office, we do gossip. We all laugh. It's a part of communication. We say we are communicating, and we don't realize we are not just communicating. We are spreading the rumors, and we are just gossiping about other people. I would like to share one small story here regarding communication and gossip. I hope you have heard about Socrates. In Athens, in Greece, once Socrates met a person, and the person said, I wanted to tell you something about your friend. He was talking something about your friend. You might have heard about this story earlier as well, but please bear with me for a few minutes regarding this. So the Socrates said, okay, but I will listen about my friend. But first of all, you need to pass 3 filter tests. Then only you can tell me what my friend said. He said, okay, tell me. He asked, with whatever you are going to tell me about my friend, is it good or bad? He said bad. The Socrates said, then I don't want to listen. But okay, I will give you 2 more chances, 2 more filters to clear up. Then he asked, have you verified about this fact or not? Whatever you are going to tell me, have you verified or have you confirmed that is it fact or not? He said, no, I didn't confirm yet. Then he said, okay, leave. I don't want to listen. Then again, he gave the 3rd chance in the 3 filter test. What was the 3rd chance? He asked, is it beneficial for me or him to know about it? He said, no, it's not beneficial. Then he said, you have failed the 3 filter test. I don't want to listen whatever my friend has said about me to you. I don't want to hear. So what is the relationship between this story? What happens in our day-to-day life? What we do, what we normally do. Whenever we communicate, we just gossip and get into the rumor. Somebody said something about me or about my friend. We said, or we add on, or we delete something. Okay, it goes like a Chinese whisper basically. So in our day-to-day life also, we need to use 3 filter tests. First of all, we need to always check whether is it good or bad, is it beneficial, or somebody has verified or not. Be it in college, at your home, with your friends, or in your organization. Later, after completing your graduation, you'll be doing your post-graduation. And after that, you'll definitely be joining some good institutions to work with. So there also you will find a lot of issues, a lot of problems because of this, because of ineffective communication and rumors and gossips. We don't even realize we get into this. We get involved. We say that we are not participant in any kind of gossips, but unconsciously we get into. And later on, what happens? When we talk about someone at your workplace or in your college, what happens? It again will distort your relationships, but when you are in your professional life, it will not just ruin your relationship, it can ruin your professional career as well, very badly. So mind your words, what you're talking, and when somebody is discussing about someone else, then also do confirm and always pass the 3 filter test. Now, what are the strategies we can use for effective communication? What we can do to improve our communication skills? First of all, you need to wear a beautiful smile, not the genuine one. I'm not talking about the fake smile. Whenever you meet someone, anywhere, I'm not talking about the strangers, if you just walking on the road and somebody said, hi, how are you? And you're smiling back. So it will take it, the person will take it otherwise. So don't do that. I'm talking about a person who's your friend, who's your boss, who's your teacher, who's your relative or your neighbor or anyone. First time if you're meeting with your consent, then you need to wear a smile. That definitely makes a difference. And when we talk about communication, what type of communication we meant here? There are different types of communication right now. We are using which mode? Verbal or oral communication, right? I am talking, you are listening, but I can see you. Why I've asked you to turn on your video? So that I can see your faces. Somebody is nodding their head through their eye contact. Although I am unable to make an eye contact, but I can see somehow I can manage through this video session as well. I can manage to see in your eyes the way your facial expressions are moving. So these are the body language gestures we see, whether the other person is interested to be in this session or to get involved in the session or not. So we are using non-verbal communication, and I'm using oral and verbal communication. And you must have got some kind of circular or notice from your school authorities that today we'll be having this session. So what that circular or notice will be, what do we call that? We call it a written communication. So we have been indulged in oral, verbal communication. You have been involved in non-verbal communication through your gestures and your body language, and whatever you have got through your circular notice is what is that? It's a written communication. And one more communication is left. Initially, we have conducted that tapper and the listener activity, right? So what was that all about? Tapping means it's called a symbolic interaction. For instance, in humanities, okay, in arts, when we try to communicate a message without talking, sometimes we use role play, right? Nukkar natak, street plays, or some kind of puppet show. So these all will include in symbolic interaction, symbolic communication. We are not using the verbal method, but yes, we are doing it through program media, some kind of art, music, or play. So that's called the symbolic communications. So these are the types of communication. So now strategies we were talking about. The first one is smile. Second word would be positive attitude. You need to be positive. Whenever you're talking to someone, like I said earlier, we normally talk. We normally just interact. We never be cautious and conscious from our head or from our mind. No, when I'm talking to someone, we need to make it more fruitful so that the person whomsoever I'll be meeting, he or she should be satisfied with the message I have been conveyed. It's not like I am saying something and the other person is not able to get it. So what's the purpose? Positive attitude in your behavior, in your body language. For example, if you don't like someone, okay, if you're not liking, for instance, you're not liking the session, but somehow you are trying to make the speaker comfortable by getting yourself involved. Okay, I'm not liking the session. I'm not trying to get what the speaker is saying, but I'm trying to make the other person feel comfortable through my body language and my gestures. So you'll be the good communicator. What else? You need to watch a lot of videos of different communicators, motivational speakers, politicians, leaders, so that you can enhance your communication, because this would definitely help you in your professional life. You're soon going to be in your professional institutions after your colleges or after doing your university examinations. Definitely, you all would like to be a professional. You will be joining maybe engineering, medicine, astronomy, whatever is your interest area is. So wherever you go, because right now you are getting that technical skill, You'll be getting that degree. But communication skill, when we talk about communication skills, it's a soft skill. It's a people skill. Wherever you go, you're supposed to deal with people in humanities, in science, in commerce, whichever field you go. Even if you're working on computers, you get to work in a company, right? There will be a lot of people out there. And if you need a help from your colleague, from your team member, or from your boss, or from your superior, what you need to do? You need to talk, you need to communicate. So you need to mind your language, choose your words wisely. Whatever you're saying, choose your words wisely. Wear a nice smile on your face, put a positive attitude, and what else we can do? What else we can do to communicate better? A lot of readings, a lot of efforts are required. See, nothing comes free here. Nothing's come free here. You need to make an effort. Practice makes a person perfect. So every single day you need to make a practice. I think somebody is doing a lot of nice scribbling and trying to show a good way of communication, symbolic communication. Yeah. Anyway, thanks. So the other part of our session is personality enrichment or personality development. Can I ask any volunteer who's your favorite actor or actress? Anyone? And why?
Surya.
Why? What?
Surya.
Sonia.
Surya.
Surya. Oh yeah, Surya. Right. We all love him. Why? Why? What is the quality you adore about that particular actor, Surya? What is the main reason
Because
you like?
he helps many persons.
He helps many persons. Because
So I like him.
You like him? Why? Why? Because of his looks? Or because of his acting? Or is there any other reason?
That's the reason.
No, that's the reason.
He helps many persons. So I like him.
He helps many people. That's a very, very important aspect of one's personality. Yes. Anything else? Anyone else who would like to say he or she is my favorite actor? And what is the reason behind that? Normally, when we talk about personality, okay, why I asked about a particular choice about an actor or an actress? What is the reason? See, when we talk about personality, we always think about the external looks, how he or she looks, fat, tall, this and that. Okay, we make an image of good-looking person. Okay, we make an image of good-looking person, or an actor should be like this. According to me, according to you, an actor and actress should look like this. So, but personality is much more than that. It doesn't just include the looks. Nobody is saying that you dressed up, badly or something like that. You need to dress. I think again, somebody is doing a symbolic communication. We don't need it right now, please. I asked to make it more Nitya. Who is this Nitya? Can I request to erase it, please? So that we can move it further. Again, it's a bad. I would like to add that such kind of distraction would be a big problem or a barrier in communication. When somebody or some object is trying to distract you while interacting, it will distract your communication, right? So we were discussing about personality, okay? So personality is not just the external look, how he or she looks. For example, if somebody is well built, he or she looks really good, but when he or she start talking, you said, oh my God, just stop it now. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Or somebody said, I like Surya because he is very helpful. He is very compassionate, right? So that's the personality. That's a quality, basically. We can say that in somebody's personality, not just the appearance, not just the physical attributes, but how somebody talks to someone. Is he or she helpful? Is he or she very smile? Or he or she gets angry all the time, or yell at everyone? Would you like to meet? Would you like to talk to person who always yell at people, or who always scream, or who is always behaves like an angry young woman or angry young women? Do you like such person? Or you like a person who is always pleasing, who loves to talk, who is more interactive, who is more positive in nature and behavior? So these are the attributes and traits and qualities which each one of us would appreciate besides the physical appearance. So see, the body image, we cannot do anything. Definitely, when you go to a professional life, you need to maintain a decorum, you need to maintain your dressing style, right? These things definitely you need to maintain. But besides that, the kind of behavior, attitude you are carrying with yourself, that makes a difference. That makes a complete personality. So what are the determinants of personality? How we can say somebody has a personality like this? What are the reasons? What are the determinants of personality? First one is genetics. Our genes are very much responsible for our personality. Definitely somebody is tall, somebody is not very tall. Okay, so we have we have been adopted by our parents or our ancestral genes, so it's genetic. But providing a correct amount of environment or exposure, we can we have been adopted by our parents or our ancestral genes, so it's genetic. But providing a correct amount of environment or exposure, we can we have been adopted by our parents or our ancestral genes, so it's genetic. But yeah, providing a correct amount of environment or... Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So we were talking about the determinants of personality. So we have talked about the genes. Now the environment plays a very big role. Why we have conducted this kind of training session? Again, new symbolic communication coming up. So the correct amount of exposure and environment to a person can polish your personality. For example, if somebody join air hostess, if somebody wants to be an air hostess, okay, so he or she, I mean, definitely air hostess, when we are talking about the she, the female part would be there. So if somebody is getting a proper training for being an air hostess, that person can be, okay, provided he or she is born in a village or a rural areas, doesn't matter. But if he or she has been gone through a correct amount of training, then that person can be an air hostess or any other professional minded, right? So these are the determinants of personality. Now, how we can enhance our personality, what we can do, what strategies we can use to enhance our personality, what we can do, or what we can avoid, what we should avoid. First of all, we need to know that what are the things we need to avoid for diminishing our personality. Enhancing is something else. If we meet someone in person, okay, if we meet someone in person, we say, oh, he or she doesn't have a pleasing personality. Why? What are the reasons behind that? Or somebody gets rejected at an interview. Why? If you go for an interview, for an exam, for your viva, so what are the reasons besides your technical knowledge? You have a degree, you have a technical sound knowledge about your subject, but when you enter the room, you meet your examiner, okay, you meet an employer or your boss, and you are doing like this. Can you see this? Can you see this? Rubbing your hands like this. Normally, have you seen people doing this when they're nervous? Or they just do what? Biting their nails, covering their face, or tapping their foot. Normally, have you seen people who tap their foot when they're nervous? They do that. And what else they do? What else they do?
Shake the legs.
They
Shake their legs.
shake their legs. Yeah, absolutely. They shake their legs. Their arms sometimes. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It seems you're nervous. You're not confident. When you enter somebody's room, you normally take a hand. There are so many ways, how to use body language or gestures while meeting new people or going for interview. But here, because of technical issues and virtual sessions, we cannot do that. Unable to train for and make you train for this. But whatever way we can, we will try to let us learn. So, other reasons, other strategies, what we can adopt. You need to be soft-spoken. Don't be harsh. Don't use your words harshly. Make your personality pleasant, soft. I'm not saying somebody is trying to hit you and you're also, okay, hit me here also. No, not like that. You need to be very soft-spoken when you talk. Even for guys, normally what happens, if a boy born in a family, male child born in a family, what we expect from a male child? A male child will never do a household activity. A male child will never cry. If he cries, it's a very shameful thing for him. And if a female born in a family, then she's not supposed to go out for work. She's just supposed to do the household activities. These are mindsets, right? So we need to be very cautious and aware what we are talking, the kind of behavior, attitude we are carrying with ourselves. It will definitely enhance our personality. And the compassionate attitude to help others. When you're always willing to help others, people will, try to catch you like a honeybee. Oh my God, that person is really sweet. He or she is very helping. He or she has a helping nature. Then that's called personality. Personality doesn't mean the way you look, your physical attributes. No, we always misunderstood with this. It's not like that. It is much beyond your external looks. It's your inner personality which will reflect when you talk, when you meet people, when you greet them. It can, you can make a lot of contacts, a lot of resources, and more of it. I think you can be a better human being, right? So any question regarding this? And one more thing I would like to add here. I think somebody has volunteered. May I know his name? Somebody has volunteered. Who talked about Surya?
Muralidharan.
Yeah, your name, please.
Muralidharan.
Okay, so I have asked so many people who can be a volunteer. Although you have no choice because of muting and unmuting yourself, it's not in your hand. But if somebody comes to you, I would like to volunteer. He or she will raise his or her hand. I would like to volunteer. What we say? That person is an extrovert. He is not shy. Normally we divide personality. How we divide personality? Somebody is shy. Somebody is an extrovert who loves to talk, who loves to meet people. So how can we make an introvert person with a pleasing personality? How can we change him or her? Right? If somebody is shy, can we make a person transformed into a, you know, pleasing personality, or an extrovert person? Can we do that? How can we do that? Through a proper training. I'm not saying go and join some kind of programs or stuff like that. At home also, you need to talk in front of the mirror, first of all. When you talk in front of the mirror, you'll be more confident. You can see your own body language, your gestures, your facial expressions. When you see that, how I look, how I talk, if you have some kind of problem while communicating in any language, so you can work it on that. You can work on that particular language or your problematic areas where you feel, you know, you're not feeling comfortable. Right? You need to make a lot of practice. And I think who are the best people to whom you can talk and you can practice? I think the kids. If you have small children at home, so they are the best people. You know, if you feel shy and underconfident, tomorrow is my presentation, or day after tomorrow I have a presentation, and I'm feeling very shy, I'm very introvert, I don't know how I'm going to express myself, although I have complete knowledge of my subject. I have complete knowledge of my technical subject. But what's the point if you're unable to present it? If you're unable to present, then it will affect your marks for sure. And if it affects your marks, then later on, it will affect your career as well. So you need to make a lot of practice, maybe with the children, make them sit and ask them, just listen whatever I'm saying. You just need to listen. And children, you know, are the best listeners. They will not interrupt. First of all, they will not understand whatever you are saying, and they will listen to you very nicely, and they will clap also. They will appreciate, oh my God, you're saying it so nicely. So that's where you can boost up your confidence. You need to meet a lot of people. Even if you're shy, today I think I've been training more than 3,000-4,000 people. I am basically a healthcare professional. I was working in a hospital, pediatric government hospital, where I used to meet people from different regions, people from different zones, different economic backgrounds. Somebody speak Hindi, some other language, some English. But what you need to be like. I used to be a very shy person. First of all, let me tell you that. I used to be stage phobic. I also used to do like this. Oh my God, I am unable to talk in front of people. See, right now it's much more easier because virtually anyone can speak up. But once you're on stage, and you are, you know, be with more than 1,000 people, it's a different thing altogether. What happens? Your heart started beating very fast. You can have palpitation, restlessness, these kind of symptoms we can have.
Once you're on stage, you know,
I think there's an echo going on.
different thing altogether. What happens?
Just a minute, guys. I think there's some problem.
You can have palpitation.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay. So I have also transformed myself. I have tried, I have made an effort. What happened? Actually, you need a mentor. You need someone to push. And if nobody is there to push you, then you have to push yourself. In my case, my director, my medical superintendent, when I was in college, I was in a hospital. So once he said, you are supposed to take a session on stress management. And that day I was actually very much stressed because of my personal reasons. And he said, no, you have to go and you have to take a session with these many doctors and medical professionals. I said, no, I'm not really comfortable. I can deal with my patients in the OPD, you know, that doesn't make a difference for me. But yes, going on stage and talking or taking a session with thousands of people, especially medical professionals, is not my cup of tea. I'm sorry, sir, I cannot do that. He said, no, here, stay here or just leave. You have to do it and you can do it. He pushed me. I said, okay, I will try. And initially I was very anxious. I was nervous, but later on, gradually, with the correct amount of efforts and practice, I managed. I managed. And I think I really thank to him and all my mentors, my teachers till date. I would say my college teachers, that they have shaped me such, at least right now, I'm talking to you. I've been privileged. It's a privilege for me, otherwise I won't be able to utter a single word. Right? So if I can, I think anybody can do in this earth. If I can do, being the most shy, timid person can do that, then why can't you? So break that barrier. It's here. So when we talk about personality, phobias, okay, stage fear, what happens? So we actually need to differentiate between the actual fear, the real fear, and the fake fear. God forbid, if somebody, some technical issues happen when you are on board in the flight, okay, then that's a real fear. What will happen? Some people get anxious. Oh my God, we are going to die soon. That's a real fear. But Corona is happening. You're taking enough precautions and every day you are worried about it. Oh my God, I'm going to die with Corona. I'm not going to die with Corona. That is it a real fear or fake fear? It's a fake fear. The disease is there, but if you're taking enough precautions, if you're taking enough measures, right, you're taking care of yourself, then why will you die? Right? So we have created a fake fear in our mind, in our thoughts, in our emotions, that if I go on stage, if I start talking to people, new people maybe, then I am going to fail. And one more thing which makes us, makes us personality down. What is the reason behind that? What is that? We always fear being judged by the people. We always fear being judged by the people. What the other person will think about me. For example, I'm from North. I'm taking a session from a South region. If I think, or if I thought earlier, if my language, if my English is not so correct, because in South, they speak like a very fluent and perfect English. So if my language is not correct, if I'm unable to talk nicely or properly, what they're going to think? Right? What the management will think, what the students will think. Then it will prevent me to take the session. I will not dare to take a session. Right? So similarly, for all of us, we all have different kind of fears and phobias and anxieties regarding different issues, especially being judged by the other people. What he or she will think about me. If I say something like this, then your personalities will definitely goes down. If you want to enrich, enhance, develop your personality, then you need to work on your body language, your attitude, your thoughts, your emotions, your language. And for all of these things, we all need to practice. You mean we need to make an effort. So earlier we have started with communication. We are ending up with personality enrichment. So basically, it's a combination of both. Without communication, you cannot enhance your personality, which is not possible. And definitely, if your communication skills are good, then it will automatically enrich your personality. So because we talked about communication not just as a language, it is much beyond that. And personality, not just the external looks, how he or she looks externally. No, it means your behavior, your attitude, your personality traits. And definitely, if you dress up nicely, it will add on. It will be a bonus, basically. So we need to maintain that. We need to try to enhance our communication skills. Need to be more soft-spoken. Need to be positive in our attitude, in our outlook, in our thoughts. Try to be more open-minded. We need to open our mental blocks first of all. If you want to be a good communicator, if you need to enhance your personality, you need to open your not just physical blocks. Nobody is saying just go out, then you can open. No. Even at home also, you need to open your mental and emotional and psychological blocks regarding other people. Right? Any questions? Any doubts? I can guarantee you, if you meet in person, that would be more fun learning session. Somehow, because of this technical issues, it definitely creates a barrier. But I hope in future, if we get a chance, so we'll meet in person as well. So till then, any query, any question regarding this session? Communication and personality enrichment. Anyone? All good? All good?
I think everybody seems to be okay, because even on the chat they say no queries and stuff. So
okay, all right. Yeah, so I think we would like to end. I think we'll wrap up this session with the thank you note. So on behalf of Eightfold Wellness, I would like to thank the college authorities, wonderful students, lovely students, and Sultan Chand Sons for giving us this opportunity to talk, to interact with you guys. And God bless. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive. That's the key. That's the secret, basically. Stay positive always. Try to find some kind of positivity in any kind of negative environment. Your personality will automatically get enhanced. People will come to you automatically. You don't need to do anything. If you're happy, if you look good means wearing a beautiful smile on your face. Don't wear a fake smile. I'm not saying that, but yes. For example, if you enter a college and you meet your teacher or your friend, you said, hi, good morning. And somebody will not reply back, then what will you say? Oh my God, what's the problem with him or her? Can't he just revert back? So that small gestures in our life can make a huge difference. Yeah. So would like to end up the session with this.
yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, Ms. Tanu Girotra. It's been a real pleasure and eye opener, I would say, in terms of placement, in terms of personality development and communication, which seems to be very essential for the current trend of students as well, for their future prospects in placement. And it has been quite an insightful session and nourishing as well. Thank you very much for that. And I've also shared the feedback link. Students are requested to fill the feedback link as well. Dr. Uma, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Shall I take up?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So thank you so much, Tanu Girotra, for enlightening the young minds and help them come out of their fear and presenting themselves as pretty good matured guys. And your presentation was really thought-provoking. And I think it should have triggered their young minds right now. And hence, I think there was no queries or question raised against you. Thank you so much. And it's indeed great pleasure and honor in thanking the famous publishers Sultan Chand and Sons, New Delhi, for having given us an opportunity to collaborate with them for arranging such a wonderful session regarding this communication skill and also personality development on this day. And my sincere thanks to Ms. Shika, the partner, Sultan Chand and Sons, and Dr. Shubhra S, the second partner of Sultan Chand and Sons, the members of advisory board, Mr. Pratap Chandresh and Mr. Gangadhar Chaudhary. I think even they had enjoyed the session very well. And also my sincere thanks to Mrs. Salome, the head Department of Commerce, and her team for arranging such a wonderful event today, this workshop. And indeed, I should say that the meritorious students of Prince Shri Venkateshwara Arts and Science College were benefited by the endowment scholarship right from 2004 onwards. So big thanks and namaskar to the Sultan Chand, famous publisher, Sultan Chand and eye-opening for all the meritorious students. Even last academic year, we had taken some initiative of inaugurating a book bank in the name of Sultan Chand and Sons in our library. But I hope due to this COVID-19, everything got slashed, and then hope soon after this lockdown, we will invite your good self for the inauguration of the book bank as planned earlier. And as rightly said, books are the very good companion of human being. And hence, I think the young minds are provoked to adopt the reading habit also right now and groom their communication skill and also to shine like twinkling stars. May God bless you all, children. And let this be a thought-provoking event, the workshop, which has been arranged by the Department of Commerce and also the famous publisher, Sultan Chand and Sons. Thank you once again, and expecting a long relation with your good self. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Mrs. Tanu Girotra, for your valuable inputs. It enables participants to recognize the importance of communicating effectively and understand the important aspects of communication skills and personality enrichment. We find it to be very useful. Once again, thank you, ma'am. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and create a vision for tomorrow. Now I would request Mrs. Ramalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, to deliver the words of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall I start, ma'am? Yes. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. First of all, I would like to thank Almighty God who have created this wonderful moment. I would like to extend a special thanks to Sultan Chand Publication, our educational partner and sponsor, who has given their great support to our students. Now I would like to thank the eminent speaker, Mrs. Tanu Girotra. The way she explained about the communication and skill development is exemplary. Thank you, ma'am. I also wish to express my gratitude to our chairman, Dr. K. Vasudevan, for providing encouragement and pillar of support. Thank you, sir. I am very grateful to our vice chairman, Mr. V. Prasanna Venkatesh, for giving us an opportunity to organize this event. Thank you, sir. My grateful thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. M. Uma, who gave us the cordial support. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I wish to thank the entire teaching fraternity of our college who have joined their hands to make this event successful. Thank you, friends. Finally, I would like to thank our shining stars, the students of today's program, for their active participation. Thank you. Thank you all.
I'm ending the meeting now, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for attending the meeting. Have a very nice Saturday afternoon. Thank you. this.
Thank you, students. Thank you, Chevan sir, and thank you, Uma ma'am and Salomi ma'am. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible. And really, from the bottom of my heart, I really feel very thankful. And last but not the least, Tanu ma'am, it was an eye-opener, and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.